Hi everyone! The goal for this video is to give you some tips for writing summaries and paraphrases. The first thing you want to do is know how to use a signal phrase. For both your summary and paraphrase, even when you're using quotations, you'll want to begin the quotation, the summary, the paraphrase in the same way. This is using this basic template here. You start with the title of the article in quotation marks. Notice that the comma goes to the left, not the right of the quotation marks. The first and last name of the writer, a strong verb, so something other than said or wrote, something that describes a little bit more. And then from there, you'll finish with your summary, your paraphrase, or your quotation. And at the very end, you would cite in parentheses the page number that you summarized, paraphrased, or quoted from. Okay? So here's an example. This is how you'll want to begin your summary and paraphrase. In How to Mark a Book, title of the article, full name of the writer, and then I use the verb here, explains. There are a ton of great verbs that we can use, like illustrates, identifies, argues. So you can, find some verbs that really sort of bring across the tone of Adler's writing. Then at the end, you'd have your summary or paraphrase here. At the end, I have the page numbers. Now, this is how you'll want to cite it for the summary, because it's a summary of the entire article. However, when you're paraphrasing, you would only put the page number that you took the paraphrase from. My second tip for you is use your annotations carefully. They will help you, especially with the summary. Look in the margins for summaries you might have already written of sections. You might already have some language to work with. Second, read over any main points that you marked in the text. And thirdly, look for symbols you may have used to mark really important parts. For instance, when I'm reading something, I use stars to sort of mark the parts that I think are really important to the meaning of the article. You guys might use circles or brackets. If you've never done that before, maybe you want to start trying, and it will help you moving forward with your summary. All right, so with the summary, here are some other tips for you. The first thing is you can't use any words from the text, so you have to rephrase them. Now a word like the or and, things like that, that's fine. Or a proper noun, that would be okay. But everything else you want to rephrase, put it in your words. So what happens sometimes is people can't figure out how to reword it, so they put it in quotation marks. In that case, you would be doing a quotation, not a summary. So in order to do a summary, you must change the language of it. Secondly, you don't want to include any specific supporting details, just the main points. Out of the whole article, aim for just 3 to 4 main points to cover in your summary. Lastly, the first and the final sentence of your summary should emphasize that overall main point, the thesis of the article. So it sort of starts with the overall point, you break it down into 3 main subpoints, 4 main subpoints, and then you end with another sentence that emphasizes that overall point. When it comes to paraphrase, I think this is the most difficult one because you have to include all the same ideas that are in the paragraph or the section that you're paraphrasing. You can't leave out any important details. So it's a little different than summary in that way. Second of all, like the summary, you can't use any of the same words and you can't quote. You need to put it into your own words. Paraphrase means, to use your own language to say the same point. Thirdly, change the order of the sentence so that the order of the words is different. It's not okay just to, if the sentence starts with, an article, a noun, a verb, an adjective, you don't want to just replace it with another article, noun, verb, adjective. You have to mix up the sentence. So one way to do that is to sort of start at the end and talk about that first and sort of flip it. One tip that I can give you is you can try translating it into your everyday voice first. So how would you explain this this as an idea to a friend? And you could even explain it to your friend and see what you say. Then you can translate it from your academic voice from there at that point. The last thing I want to say is that make sure that since it is a summary, you're using and a paraphrase, you're using the ideas from someone else. And you're not really incorporating your opinion. So don't analyze their ideas or give your sort of thoughts on their ideas. You just want to restate what they said in the paraphrase and restate the main points when you do a summary. I hope this is helpful to you, and I hope you have a great week.